belt. Now, I've talked to Luz Vasquez. She's very confident. She's a very highly touted prospect. I asked her, I said, Luz, where do you think you stack up in the world of MMA? She said, if it's the UFC, if it's Bellator, PFL, I'm top 10 in the world. And from everything I hear about her, that's the case.
She was a premier wrestler on the international scene. She wrestled for the Argentinian national team. She's 35 years old. She's got a lot of experience, and her competitor comes all the way from Venezuela, only 19 years old, but is a police officer in Venezuela and is very confident herself.
Yeah, we have 3 tough Venezuelan girls coming down that we're going to get to see tonight from Venezuelan Top Team, coming over here to fight live in Medellin, Colombia for Empire MMA 6.
Great shit.
Nos vamos preparando para la primera pelea profesional de la noche. La invitación, pero antes de la invitación, quiero dar la bienvenida a las diferentes ciudades y obviamente a las diferentes academias de todo Colombia, de los diferentes departamentos y obviamente los diferentes municipios que nos están acompañando. Quiero saludar muy especialmente a la gente de Venezuela. Hombre, un abrazo bien especial para todos ellos. Muchísimo talento en la patria hermana de Colombia. También queremos saludar a la gente de Bogotá. Hombre, al departamento de Cundinamarca y todo, eso sí, todos los paisas le vamos a dar la bienvenida. A ver cómo se escucha la gente paisa esta noche. Prepárese, porque la primer pelea promete y está a tiempo de realizar sus apuestas, porque esto está muy nivelado, muy nivelado. Mi recomendación para que tomen la mejor decisión es que usted se vaya a la barra, solicite lo que esté tomando, brinde con sus amigos, con la gente que lo está acompañando esta noche y analice, porque la siguiente pelea viene muy, pero muy pareja, porque es la primera pelea profesional de la noche y hemos reservado lo mejor para ustedes. Entonces, yo quiero que vamos midiendo el ánimo esta noche. Escúcheme bien. ¿Dónde está la gente que quiere pelea esta noche?
For those of us that join us here, the powerful voice of MC Daniel David.
Los invitamos para nuestra
Yeah, buddy. We're here in Medellin, Colombia with Empire 6. You're listening to the sweet voice of Mickey Gall, joined with his normal co-host, not the co-host on the Empire MMA events, Ben the Bane Davis. I'm joined with the one and only The Truth, Gerard motherfreaking Michaels in the house.
Slick and Thick.
The Slick and Thick podcast Gerard had to fill in tonight because Ben the Bane Davis had passport issues. He went to the airport without a passport. He is not here at the moment. We are saddened by this, but we have Gerard motherfucking Michaels in the house. Who could be a better replacement?
Ben the Bane Davis did a great job. The two of you had great chemistry last time. We had to get international. Slick and Thick is now international.
Hey, you got some big shoes to fill, but hey, I know if anyone could do it, bro, it's you, El Grando Guape Gordo in the house.
Slick and Thick, the international version being Guapo y Grande.
Guapo y Grande.
Excited, very excited.
Alejandro Lara.
With the beautiful Alejandra.
Now look,
Azul.
This fight, Jose Correa versus Carlos Vasquez, I am maybe most excited for. I personally had to separate these two at the weigh-ins yesterday. They were about that action. They wanted beef. They were trying to get at each other. These two guys are genuine Like everybody else I've been talking about on this card, genuine, but are killers, my man. I know you're looking at the 0-1 records. They both came up short on the last Empire event, fighting tough guys. But these two dudes are legit. When I tell you legit, I'm telling you they're legit. I looked in their eyes. I haven't seen bitch in one person's eyes on this entire card. And I look for it, trust me.
Vasquez is 135 pounds. Correa is also 135 pounds. Vasquez is a little bit taller at 5'5". Correa is 5'4". But Correa is a veteran of the Colombian military and is very excited to take his professionally violent career in another direction here in Deportes de Combate.
De Pelea, my friend. Pelea. You hear Pelea? That means fight out here. Pelea means fight.
We're going to welcome first from the red corner, from the blue corner, forgive me. You're going to welcome Jose Correa from MMA Colombia. MMA Colombia, well represented here on tonight's card. Empire 6, brought to you by Burger King.
Este juego se puso bueno, tengo tomado todo el terreno, con que pase llena, yo hago un ron y sueno, vi su ataque cascabel, no me mata su veneno, entreno, no tienen chance si estoy indio y noveno, salen corriendo prisa cuando esta chama aterriza, princesas, no les vine a dar una paliza, revísame, no soy tan mona ni tan lisa, pero prefiero mostrarte mi talento, se analiza, decora sin ninguna muerte el toque se decora, toca la banda sonora, rapea la rapeadora, dale la nave pasadora, señores y señoras, estoy viviéndome el futuro.
Now, in this matchup between Carlos Vasquez and Jose Correa, we were able to talk to them in the pre-fight interviews. This is a perfect example of a striker versus grappler matchup. A question I ask every fighter when I'm doing the interview with them is, how do you see yourself winning, and how do you think your opponent sees themselves winning? Both guys, Vasquez told me, I'm going to knock him out with a right hand. I'm going to knock him out with a long right hand. He's going to try and grapple me. Jose Correa told me he's going to try and knock me out. I'm going to grapple him. So we're going to see both of their wills on the line. Both need to force the game into their discipline, into where they belong, where they think they're the best. And for Correa, that's grappling. For Vasquez, that's striking.
Now out of the red corner, we see Carlos Vasquez from Hardcore Family MMA, making his way to the ring. Now there seems to be some legitimate bad blood between these two. As you referenced at the weigh-ins yesterday, you had to separate the two of them when they got face-to-face. They were ready to get it on 24 hours ago.
These are real men. These are real men. There's a reason why machismo is a Latin word. It's a Spanish word, because these are machismo men who are about that action. Both of these guys, I'm telling you, man, they had no bitch in their eyes. They're about that action. They're not fronting. They're not putting up fakes. They're not fakes. They're real ones. And they're coming in here to do battle today.
Vasquez is the wrestler coming from a military background. Correa's in the ring. Correa seems to have tape all over his ankles, his knees.
He's very taped up. I don't think that would fly in an American Athletic Commission, but hey, we're in Medellin, Colombia, my friend.
Where laws are more suggestions than obligations.
It's like a recommendation, like maybe do this, but I'm not going to make it.
Correa has a lot of movement in the corner. He's got his eyes locked on Carlos Vasquez. Vasquez is looking at our MC, Danielle David, to whom will take it away.
Señores y señoritas, hoy se enfrenta una fuerza imparable contra un objeto inamovible en la primer pelea profesional de la noche. Permítame presentar los gladiadores.
We got hard looks coming from each other. Like I said, we had to separate these guys yesterday. They were face-to-face, headbutting for a second, wanted to keep coming at each other. Had to pull them away from each other. We're able to be respectful and stop. But They're ready for action right now.
These guys, I expect fireworks early on. I agree with you, Mick. These guys have been itching to get after each other for 24 hours. Empire MMA 6, brought to you live from Medellin, Colombia. I'm Gerard Michaels of the Slick and Big Podcast. This is Mickey Gall from the UFC. Now, Mickey, you have the second most rear naked chokes in the history of your division.
For now.
What do you do?
For now.
When there's a striker versus a grappler, who do you think has the advantage?
That's a great question. I don't have a pick because that striker, I don't know, it depends. What is his wrestling in reverse? Now, you have to say, they start right on the feet. So, it starts in the striker's arena. But, if that striker's wrestling is crap, then they're going to get taken down fast. It's going to be fine. You know what I mean? So I think it's really going to be on the way that these guys can funnel the fight into their game. They both know what it is. We're starting on the feet. One guy wants to go to the ground. The other guy wants to keep it on the feet. They both know what each other wants. Now they have to force their will, force their game, and make that happen. If you think you're the best in the world on the ground on someone, well, where? How are you going to make that happen? You need to have a system. You need to have ways to get there, right? If you want to strike and you know they want to take it down, you have to have lateral movement. You need to use feints. You need to use footwork. You need to land your strike, stick, and move. You know what I mean? There's a lot you have to do that. A lot you have to take into account.
These guys are staring a hole through one another. They've just been staring at each other for minutes here. Half of the audience are on their feet.
Yeah.
They've been drinking through the preliminaries. We are now at the main event. The energy in this place is tense. If you're ever in Colombia, if you're listening to this telecast, and you want to have something fun to do, you come down to Colombia, spend a weekend abroad, check out an MMA fight. This is hardcore.
Yeah, Empire MMA. We got an intense stare down again. Too bad they don't have me in there in case they shit pops off. But people can smell the beef. They can smell the carne. They can smell the carne out here. The beef steak, it's cooking, baby. And we're about to get rocking.
It's always a little better when it means something. Referee John Taka Rodriguez signals that it's time to go. The two men come to the middle. They don't tap it up. They get
we got
right
Vasquez in the red.
Oh, we're throwing. Superman punch barely misses.
Yeah, we got to watch that screen. We got a little bit of a lag on our screen.
Low kicks from Correa. Responded with a high kick from Vasquez.
Fast high kick.
Oh, a good right hand from Correa. These guys are exchanging, Mick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what'd you expect? These guys are, like I said, these guys are two real ones. The genuinity down here in Colombia is very evident. People aren't putting up fronts. They're not being fakes. They're real ones. And these are real fighters right here.
Vasquez responds. Oh. Good combinations from Vasquez. Has Correa up against the corner here.
I got to say, I'm impressed by the striking of Correa.
Correa in the white shorts. Vasquez in the black shorts for people watching at home. Yeah, for somebody that everybody.
Correa was saying was gonna get a takedown, and he's landing the better of these strikes right now.
If you're Vasquez, does that throw up a red flag that you thought you can outstrike him?
Maybe a little bit, but at the same time, it's in where he wants it to be, where he believes he wants it to be. So he's, if he's on his back, I think it would be worse for him. There's a nice quick jab that missed.
High level of volume and activity. For the first minute of our professional fight here. That's one of the things that we've seen from the fighters down here in Colombia so far, Mick. They seem to enjoy a high volume, high activity, high pressure style.
Yeah, we got a lot of tough people down here, man. We got real fighters, it's refreshing. I'm telling you, and it might sound surprising, not all fighters, especially people in the amateur ranks, are real fighters. You know what I mean? You can see it, you can smell it, you can feel it. And everyone I've met here, everyone I've come across, I think is real.
Big left hand by Correa, gets the grapple, and he gets the takedown.
And here's his takedown. Wow, he uses striking, and I think he's gonna go right in the mount, high mount against the cage, throwing active ground and pound. This fight might be over soon. Let's see.
Referee John Taka Rodriguez letting them fight right now.
I do believe in the heart. He needs to bump. I'm going to be saying this all freaking night. People need to bump. Their feet are on the ground, bump. bump. You bump your hips, you're not getting beat up down there. They can't. They have to put their hands on the mat. A big bump is important. Young MMA fighters doesn't mean bump. Hey, one bump and look what happened.
Wow.
One bump and look what happened.
Look at the turn of events. Referee Tucker Rodriguez let them fight. And now Vasquez is on top.
And the crowd is going wild. They're absolutely electric here.
Vasquez lands an elbow.
Is he going to let him up? I think he's going to let him up. I think he's going to let him up. Here we go. Okay.
Oh, standing in the middle.
We got blood on both of them. Both guys got blood.
Oh, this is a fight, boys.
Oh, look at them stare at each other. They ain't even moving, dog. Let's go.
Standing and banging. Both fighters showing blood. There's a cut above Vasquez's left eye, and Jose Carrera's forehead is cut from the elbow on the ground. Oh my God!
Oh shit!
A huge left hand. Jose Carrera knocks out Carlos Vasquez. Jose Carrera, and the crowd is going insane.
This is wild.
The crowd goes insane.
Holy smokes!
What a left hand.
Holy smokes!
Now, Mick, I gotta ask you, why in the world do you think that Correa let Vasquez up off the ground?
He was a striker. He didn't. Listen, I told you. They both told me it was a striker versus grappler matchup. We didn't see that tonight. Correa showed he's a striker too. Correa showed he's a true MMA fighter. Like I said, man, he's a real fighter. He's a thorough fighter. Look at him, he's still staring holes in his opponent. These guys are killers, man.
Correa and Vasquez, they come.
And now he's coming over to embrace.
Bueno, señores, y se escuchen.
Showing respect to each other. Wow.
Vasquez is having a very hard time under his own weight. That was a hard left hand that caught him right on the spot.
Yeah, he caught him with a nice rear left hand. It was basically a walk-off. He didn't need to follow down for ground and pound. He slumped him. He was there out. It was
great job by John Rodriguez to call the fight.
Yeah, John Tacho Rodriguez is not only a great referee, but a great fighter in his own right. That's a guy who I also believe you will be seeing in the UFC in a few years.
Y damos el resultado.
Wow. Yeah. What a Fire MMA main card is off to a bang.
If you are watching this right now, if you have followed Mickey Gall, Gerard Michael Slick and Thicket, you are listening. You have to share this. You have to share this link. The world needs to see what we just saw. I wish you could see what we're looking at in the environment right now. I wish you could hear how it is in here. The sights, the sounds. This is a spectacle that needs to be seen to be believed. Empire MMA, Empire 6, brought to you live from Medellin, Colombia. What a start. What a start to the main card.
Man, beautiful. I think I blew my headphones out. I think the roar of the crowd broke my freaking headphones. Are yours okay?
I've been shocked. Both fighters are bleeding. Both fighters went to the ground.
It was a fight. It was a fight. It was combat. It was beautiful.
I still am shocked. Shocked that Vasquez led Correa up off the ground.
En nuestra categoría profesional. Si usted le pareció interesante la primera.
Somehow, Mick, that is only the first of 5 fights we have here on the main card. Only the first of 5 fights we have on the main card. As you hear from MC Daniel David, our next fight is at 125 pounds. Mick, we have Emmanuel Escobar of MMA Colombia and Carlos Toro from JM Team MMA. It's important to note for people, he has no relation to that Escobar, although he did grow up in a tough neighborhood and had to fight his way out of it. 125 pounds. The Emmanuel Escobar is known to be a silky smooth striker.
Where are each of these combatants representing? Gerard, could you tell me again?
Sure, it's Emmanuel Escobar from MMA Colombia and Carlos Toro from JM Team MMA.
Now, I know with the MMA Colombia fighter, I've heard just great things about him, how naturally talented he is. Could you give me
a lot of
name
guys
again?
of Emmanuel Escobar? They're saying has some of the
Escobar.
fastest hands. Emmanuel Escobar, no relation to that Escobar, but he did grow up in a very tough area, and they say he has some of the fastest hands you'll see at 125. He's a very, very confident striker, very confident young man.
Yeah, Juan Patron, my good friend, Juan Trujillo, my good friend El Patron, told me he is one of the most naturally talented guys he's ever seen. I've seen the kid in the gym moving around a few times. He looks very fluid, light on his feet, moves, confident, always in the gym. I'm excited to see what he has to offer tonight at Empire 6.
Emmanuel told us in our pre-fight interviews that he's hoping to overwhelm the fighter. He believes in his cardio. He believes in his activity. He thinks he's going to be able to drag him into deep waters and overwhelm him.
Where's his gym located? Where is he based out of? Do we know?
Emmanuel Escobar is based out of MMA Colombia.
I know.
He's fighting Carlos Toro from JM Team MMA.
JMT MMA. Okay.
JM
Here we
Team
go.
MMA.
All right. Nope. That's our last fight. These
What
two
a
warriors.
What a fight that was. Knockout of the night.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Both of these guys very skilled. Very skilled. Yeah. Haven't had a tremendous amount of success in their young MMA career, but the word on them is they're both very talented. And that happens sometimes. Think of this. Anderson Silva lost his first fight. A lot of great fighters lose their first fight, but if you have the mental toughness, the determination, that don't mean a thing. Losses only make you better. And these guys got 3 of them between each other, and I believe, or I know, one of them is going to right those wrongs tonight and get a nice win on the record. One of them is going to stay winless, but they will have to decide if that's going to define them, if they're going to be that guy, or if they're going to use that fire to light themselves up and become a better version of themselves, which us as humans, whenever we face problems like that, we are always capable. There's always a spark in the setbacks.
Escobar is a striker standing at 5'6". Toro, more of a grappler, a luchador, standing at 5'7". He's a little bit taller, a little bit heavier, but the fight came in at 125. Carlos Toro coming out from the red corner from JM Team MMA.
I gotta add this song to my Spotify. This shit goes hard, bruh. This goes hard, bruh. You Shazamming that for me, bro?
Carlos Toro coming up too. As of course we all know, it's De La Cuna Autor feat Full Nelson.
Screenshot that bad boy.
And Tenya.
Let's go.
Carlos Toro 0-2 in his young MMA career. What do you think he's thinking coming in? Do those losses hang on you? Does it put pressure on you?
Listen, losses, they can fuck with your confidence if you let it. If you let it. Or you can take that fire and get burnt up by it and get destroyed. Or you can use that fire to cook your food, to heat your house, to drive you, to do more, become more than you ever thought you could be. And one of these fighters are going to show that tonight. Maybe both of them will.
Now his opponent in the blue corner coming out. We've spoken before about Emmanuel Escobar.
Now, I got to continue on what I was saying a little bit. In MMA, there's 2 guys. One guy wins, one guy loses. Every time. Think about that. It's simple, but that's what it is. One guy's going to win is going to have the best night of their life. One guy's going to lose, going to have the worst night of their life. The highs are highs, the lows are lows. But it's important as a fighter to keep that even C. We can't be high and think we're the best, and we can't be low and think we're garbage. We got to know who we are. We got to have true self-belief, true confidence, and through that, you can always right your ship.
Escobar comes out looking calm. He's coming out to Adios Le Python. by Métricas Frías, Zorbits, and Doble Porción. The walkout music is very important for fighters. I don't think a lot of people know how much fighters put into choosing a walkout song.
Oh, yeah.
It's your announcement to the world.
Yeah.
It's your war tune. It's your battle hymn.
Yeah.
Good show of sportsmanship as Escobar comes in, daps it up with Toro. Escobar in the pink Muay Thai shorts, and you have Toro in the black tights, black and red tights out of the red corner. As we throw it to our MC, Danielle David, for the introduction.
En nuestra segunda pelea profesional de la noche. Y nos enfrentamos la ciudad de Bogotá versus la capital de la montaña. En la esquina roja con un peso de 125 libras, una estatura de 1 metro 73 centímetros, un récord, 0 victorias, 3 derrotas, 0 empates, representando a una de las mejores academias de la capital de Colombia, JM Team MMA, él es Carlos Toro.
Once again, Carlos Toro at 5'7", 125 pounds, fighting out of JM Team MMA.
Traemos a un representante a la altura, representando a la Academia MMA Colombia, con un peso de 125 libras, una estatura de 1 metro 69 centímetros, un alcance de 1 metro 70, con un récord profesional de 0 victorias, 1 derrota, 0 empates. Escuche bien, él es Emanuel El Piedra Escobar.
Emmanuel Escobar at 5'6", 124 pounds, is giving up 1 inch and a pound. Once again, Escobar in the pink trunks is the striker. Toro in the black and red trunks is more of a grappler. Mick, Escobar is here from this town in Medellin. He has a lot of fans and friends here from MMA Colombia. Is there any more pressure fighting in front of your home fans?
There's always pressure, man. Think about it. If you're a real fighter, you're coming in there to kill or die. You know what I mean? You're not. This isn't a game, like you said before. You're not. You don't play MMA. You don't play boxing. You don't play fighting. It's real. It's a fight. So there's always pressure, but how you deal with it will tell a lot about you. And there is a huge MMA Colombia support, one of the best gyms out here in Medellin.
Referee Chiqui Miranda signals it's time to go. The boys come together, exchange early. Escobar takes the center of the ring early, cuts off Toro. Good leg kick.
Good takedown.
Good takedown.
We got a lag here on the camera. I'm knocking Gerard because he was responding to the fights, but it sucks. It's hard not to watch the fight. With the action right in front of us, we got to watch the screen a few minutes later.
You have a scramble here. Toro has top control. Looks to get his hooks in.
Has a good little lock on the arm. A great position. This is I call this almost the checkmate position. You attack that neck, this could be an early night.
Escobar has him flattened out.
As he goes, he turns to the back. He turns to his back, gives up the mount, which is a better position than being flattened out, belly down with someone on your back. They can't see you. You can't see them. They can land strikes. It's not a good place to be. The mount, second worst position to the back.
Heavy pressure from Toro here as he has Escobar flattened out.
Throwing strikes, keeping good balance. Referee not liking where the hands are, making them adjust. Good job by Chiqui there. Usually I don't like when the refs are messing with the fighters on where their hands were, but I think that was a good call. He's looking to go towards the cage here, maybe take the back, maybe look for an arm triangle.
Now, if you're Toro, would you be a little more active throwing strikes from these positions, Mick?
Yes, see how he's grabbing that wrist? It's hard to see, but he's got a wrist variety here. He's grabbing the wrist, which is able to, and elongating with the legs, with his legs, which puts your opponent in a bad position where you can land some devastating strikes. I think he's playing conservatively and intelligently right now. We got a little leg lock possibility. Oh, he's looking for the heel hook. I don't think he's going to get it. Oh, he's looking for it again. It looks like an easy exit if Toro wants to take it, but he went right back into it.
Escobar hitting the half guard here as Toro maintains his pressure.
It's not a traditional half guard. It's more of a almost like a 50-50 position, but him up on his feet. If he grabs a leg and hips to the left, he should be able to put him to his back. Interesting position, though. I think, if he hips strong again, the hips are so important in MMA, guys, especially if you're on the bottom in fighting, in jiu-jitsu, in any type of grappling capacity. If you're off your back, using your hips and your legs are so important. If he hips to his left, I think he could roll this position, put them both on their butts. From there, we're gonna have to figure out what's gonna happen, but it's a better position that he's in right now, taking shots from the top.
We're halfway through round one. Escobar surviving some early pressure here. Toro maintaining top control.
Yeah, Escobar was in some bad spots. He was flattened out on the back with his opponent on his back. He was mounted. He was being wrist routed where he could have been hit. He's been getting struck this whole time. He's hopefully he's going to use that butterfly. There, he's starting to use that butterfly hook. Yeah, using the butterfly hook, make some space. Maybe he can get back to his feet, and here he goes.
Wow. Escobar showing some heart to stay in this fight. Now they're on their feet where he wants to shine as a striker. Toro maintaining a lot of pressure, 2.5 minutes of pressure there. I'm still kind of shocked that when he had those positions, Mick, he had him flattened out and on his back. He wasn't throwing more strikes, but
you thought he was? Oh, broke my own rule, man. That knee hurt him.
Heavy knee by Toro pushes Escobar back into the cage.
Escobar game as they come.
Toro lands a couple of combinations. Now they get back to the center of the ring. Escobar still striking on his feet. Escobar lands
that
a right.
overhand looked to land and do some damage.
Ooh, heavy knee by Toro. Toro's had the better of round one thus far.
For sure.
But Escobar seems to be finding his feet. He's underneath himself a little bit. Little teep kick.
Nice right hand from Toro. Oh, a little spin kick back.
Round one. Escobar escapes round one.
Fun. All right, so Toro won round one. I'm going to give him a 10-9. There were certain spots had he maintained, you could almost go 10-8 there, but Escobar did what he needed to do, stayed composed, escaped the bad positions, and we're headed to a round two.
Now, if you're in Escobar's corner right now, what are you telling him to get back into this fight?
I'm telling him make sure he lowers his level on any type of level changes. He didn't do that right as we're seeing on the camera there, and that's what wound him into the bad positions. He's a striker. He wants to stay on his feet. He needs to make sure he lowers his level a little bit, brings himself down so he can fix his hips from the feet, lower his upper half, and sprawl effectively, keep the fight where he wants it to be. Wrestling in reverse.
And if you're Toro, you got to be feeling pretty good because not only were you able to maintain control as a grappler like you thought, but it looked like he got the better of the striking exchange as well.
Yeah, he won that round cleanly. He won that round cleanly. He landed some nice ground and pound, had great positional control on the floor. And here we go with round two.
Escobar seems game, comes out, takes the center of the ring.
Immediately pressure from Emmanuel Escobar.
Exchange leg kicks.
Couple kicks.
High kick blocked by Toro. Good leg kick from Escobar. Oh, good one, too.
I think the right hand hurt him a little bit. And looking for some wrestling.
The underhook.
And he got it.
Nice takedown, nice leg. Would you consider that an outside leg trip or a sweep there?
I'd say that more of a body-to-body. I think it was his positioning there. Is that a guillotine we got now? This could be bad. If he lowers his hips, he got it. He got it. It's over. It's over.
What a comeback from
It's
Escobar.
over.
And just like that,
It's over.
Carlos Toro.
Let's go, baby. I can't hear you.
That's pretty incredible right there,
Come
folks.
here.
That's what we needed.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Hey, I think your microphone fell out. Our guy came up here calling for us. I'll hop it up on the cage. Congratulations to Emmanuel Escobar.
Mickey, he's reminding us he called the guillotine choke in his pre-fights. He said he's going to try to take me down and I'm going to guillotine him.
He called it. Hey, Toro fought a great fight. That was a workman-like performance from Toro. He got caught. His opponent knew what he was going to do, and he did a great job of countering and doing exactly what he said to us in the pre-fight. The guillotine, standing for the feet, dropped the hips, drove the hips, dominant position, got the W. Congrats, EE. Congrats, Emmanuel Escobar.
Referee Cheeky Miranda raises Escobar's hand as the winner. What an unlikely winner. This fight was 6 minutes and 15 minutes long, 6 minutes and 15 seconds long, and Toro was winning 6 minutes of it.
Yeah. That's MMA, brother. That's a fight. That's a fight, bro. That's the fight. It's a fight.
Wow. Sunk in the guillotine choke. Sunk in the guillotine choke and took control of this fight and finished it in seconds. What a turn of events. Poor Carlos Toro fought a great, what a great fight he fought for 6 minutes. Really put together an excellent fight. Struck very, very well. Maintained control, had the entire first round. Might have been a 10-8 first round. It might have been a 10-8 first round. If one of the judges scored the first round 10-8, you couldn't argue with a judge who scored the first round 10-8. It was that dominant of a performance. And the first minute of the second round, he was in control as well. And Emmanuel Escobar maintained his composure and found an opportunity and seized it. What an incredible
Well said,
comeback.
Gerard. Very well said. Very well said. Absolutely true. That's the parallels between combat sports, MMA, martial arts, whatever, and life. How true is it? How self-evident is it? When stuff happens, you're on your back getting beat up a little bit, get up and keep going, and look what happened. Emmanuel Escobar overcame the issues that he was facing and got a victory.
As long as you're breathing, you got a chance, man. That's what that one.
Amen, brother.
What a first two fights we've had here to start off this main event of Empire 6.
Let's go, baby.
Presented by Burger King. A knockout and an absolute banger, and then a out-of-nowhere guillotine choke, comeback victory. Incredible. Now our next fight, we have our first female fight of the evening. We have Juliana Otalora from MMA Colombia and Katsuyuki Ledesma from Venezuela, top fighter. Colombia and Venezuela, neighbor countries. It took the Venezuelan over 10 hours to get here. It's one of the most amazing things that you'll see is these Venezuelan fighters with the passion that they have and what they have to overcome just to be able to compete. It's really something that's worthwhile. I want to bring in one of our other commentators.
Hi.
The lovely Alejandra Azul. What did you think of that? It looked to me like Carlos Toro was winning 6 minutes of that fight. It was only 6 minutes and 15 seconds.
That's what we were talking about. Like, the first round was very hard for Emmanuel, but then, hey, this is mixed martial arts. We don't expect anything. Like, everything can happen, and was very excited fight. Like, since the beginning. Yeah, it was a great fight.
Now, Alejandra, you're one of the best female fighters in the world. We have our first professional female bout of the night here. Juliana Otalora, Katsuyuki Ledesma. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Well, I feel it's amazing having so many girls in this card because when I started, like, I didn't have people to fight with. Like, these girls have the same trouble here because girls in that weight are very hard to find. So they are like fighting again. They already fought. But yeah, Juliana Otalora is one of the biggest fighters, like projections of Colombia in MMA, and yeah, I'm very excited to see her fighting.
We're excited to see it as well. Thank you, Alejandra, so much. We'll be checking back in with you overtime for the night as we go into the first ever female.
Hey, dude, I get why you wanted to talk to Alejandra instead of me. I understand. All right, now we're getting joined by the first
surrounded by
fighter.
the most attractive people on earth. It's very devastating. It's hard to pay attention to what's going on.
We're getting joined by the first of the three members of the Venezuelan top team. This young lady's name is...
What we have here is Katsuyuki Ledesma, a little bit taller than
Oh,
Otalora.
Gerardo. The pronunciation, wow, perfecto.
Katsuyuki Ledesma coming from Venezuela, where she works two different jobs to pay the bills. She works in the food industry. She sells fast food and works at night as well. She trains what she can. She was part of the Venezuelan luchadores. She was part of the Venezuelan wrestling team. And now she's coming to Colombia here against Juliana Otalora, El Patrona, as she's known.
La Patrona, sir.
Forgive me. La Patrona, as Alejandro said, one of the biggest prospects in MMA Colombia. They're very excited about what she's done and what she's going to do in the future.
Yeah, now, I know you're a very political-minded person. The stuff that's going on in Venezuela right now is very difficult. The fact that these three young women are here, getting able to perform, given an opportunity, is quite a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's honestly nothing short of a miracle that they're able to get the money together just to travel. That you know, people don't understand what it takes to be a fighter. I'm sure you can, the training that you have to do, the days you have to put in, the way you have to take care of your body, the food you have to eat. They don't have any of those resources there. So in many ways, again, as the great Luz Vasquez says, these are just bad bitches.
So speaking of bad bitches, we got La Patrona, Juliana Otalora, fighting out of MMA Colombia, a young superstar, may I add. We've gotten to see her man, her boyfriend, El Patron, Juan Trujillo. She's the other half of that power couple, and she's making her way to the ring to do battle tonight.
El Patrona is giving up an inch. And about
La Patrona, sir, La Patrona. Hey, I know this is the American broadcast, but we're learning, they can learn with us. La Patrona, it's feminine. El Patron is masculine. That's how it works in Espanol.
The Lady Patron is giving up.
Lady Boss.
Yeah.
Lady Boss in the house.
Giving up 1 inch. Shows respect to the opponent as she comes by.
Yeah,
very confident as she comes into her corner. What do you expect to see here out of this?
See Juan Patron in the corner. That's what I call him, Juan Patron.
Our MC, Daniel David, introduces our fighters.
Ledesma looking to be a spoiler here. Let's keep it real. They're coming into enemy territory. They're looking to play spoilers.
Yeah, this is the least concerning and least pressure-filled thing that she's had to do probably in the last 5 years.
They aren't worried about it. Going back to my story with Daniel Rodriguez, hey, bro, I'm not worried about a little fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Roja, representando a Venezuela, a la Academia Venezuela Top Fighter, con un peso de 105 libras, una estatura de 1,55 centímetros, un récord profesional, 0 peleas
Ledesma getting the long-winded welcome by Daniel David, our announcer extraordinaire.
Yeah, he does a great job of getting the crowd into it, although I do think he might have created a contract where he gets paid by the word.
He's rather verbose. There is definitely time spent on his introductions. But I'm going to go ahead and believe, similarly to Bruce Buffer's school of thought, is he's giving love to the fighters. He's trying to give them the attention to shine, the love they deserve. And here it is for La Patrona, Juliana Otarara.
The Angel de Muerte.
The Angel of Death?
The Angel de Muerte.
She's La Patrona. What are you talking about? You're giving her your own nickname?
Yeah, because she came into the meetings. She's wearing all pink. She's got hearts on her socks.
Hey, you know what, Gerard? I'm a nickname guy myself. I like to kind of assign people nicknames that I find fitting.
Yeah.
So if you want to call her Angel of Death, God bless, brother.
La Patrona Angela de... Well, you know how in Spanish countries they got like 6 last names? They can have 4 nicknames too.
They get their mother. What would your full last name be? I'd be Michael Boniface Gall Santoro.
Gerard Michael Harron Barnett.
And with that said, we got a frickin' fight right here. Let's go.
Referee John Tacha Rodriguez signals time to go.
A little bit of a tied start. Looking to defend the leg kicks from La Patrona, Juliana Otarara.
Ooh, big right hand from Ledesma. Juliana,
little teep to the body there, which I ain't mad at. Making her think about one thing. The strength of Ledesma seemed to push Otalara aside. Throwing a couple big right hands. Otalara maintains composure. Right back in on her.
On our card, it says Ledesma's only 1 inch taller and they're the same weight, but Ledesma looks a lot bigger.
She does look bigger. What weight are they fighting at?
They're fighting at 105. This is an atom weight
105.
fight.
You can't get much smaller than that, huh? That is the smallest weight class in female MMA. Men's MMA goes down to 125. I kind of feel like Juliana could eat up a little bit. You know what I mean? She's svelte for the weight class, petite. She could put on some size and become more of a powerhouse in the division.
Ledesma has long arms, is using that reach to her advantage. She's sitting in a southpaw stance, hitting with the right hands. Now she switches to orthodox.
Do you know what they call 105, Gerard?
I don't know. It's the weight I was born at.
Atom weight, my friend. You were born at atom weight. A 10-inch, 105-pound bundle of joy. That's Gerard Michaels for you guys.
My mother turned inside out at birth.
Oh, nice exchanges right there. Ledesma is looking to play the spoiler here.
Ooh,
nice elbow.
Juliana. Ledesma's tough.
Oh, what happened there?
Oh,
she went down.
Ledesma goes for a takedown. Ledesma goes for a takedown.
Oh, she's throwing ground and pound from half guard.
Juliana sprawls.
She's giving up underhooks, but it's not a problem because of how high she is with her control under the leg. She's looking to go into mount, quarter mount, now mount.
Oh, she's full mount.
High mount, a rather high mount too. Again, if people get a bumping, good things start happening for you if you're on the bottom.
Tacha's been letting people fight tonight. He's not quick on any stoppages.
You felt that maybe a stoppage should have occurred already? Because I don't. Here, one might start. If she keeps reining him down and doesn't move, a stoppage can be proper here. And she's maintaining position. Keep going. Take your time.
Ledesma has to move.
Ledesma's doing a good job. She's building a base. She's changing position. As long as the position changes, you stay alive. You get to live to fight another day. She needs a bump here.
Full mount. Oh, we got an Americana attempt.
Yes, we do. Rare.
She gives
nice
it up.
Transition. I love the transition there. She chose where she wanted to be, where she felt more comfortable. Let's see what she's going to do from side control here.
Well, this is something that you preach a lot. You say that the position is more important than submission. She lets go of the submission.
And that's not good for her position. Let's see if she can take the back. She could take the back here. If she brings her right arm into the hip, no, she should be in a good place where Otalaro needs to walk her hips towards her opponent's legs and put her hook in. She could take the back right here. She's not continuing to walk. A lot of people don't walk enough.
Oh, big takedown.
Up and down.
Wow. Ledesma maintains control of the head, but now Otalaro, side control.
Yeah, Otalaro's will and desire to be there put her there. And she's back in full mount. This is a scrap.
She's in full mount, but Mick, isn't she putting a little bit too much weight on her knees? There's no real weight on Ledesma right now.
From the mount, it's okay. Because you want to have some of your knees on the ground. If all your weight's on your opponent, you can get bumped and rolled. Side control, you want to have almost all your weight on your opponent and in your toes, in like almost a push-up position. From here, you need to have, if you're all on your opponent, as your opponent bumps, you could lose position. So I think she's okay right now. I would like to see her have a little bit lower of a mount. Now she's in a half guard.
Ledesma recovers half. Ledesma's doing a great job of maintaining
And you know what some people
posture.
call half guard? They call it half mount.
Okay.
Because you can still posture up and land the same strikes. Me personally, I feel a tremendous difference between mount and half guard. I would much rather be in the full mount than be in half guard. I would much rather have my opponent in half guard than have them in full mount.
You can really see Ledesma's strength there. You can get everything you need to know about both fighters. I think you saw in that first round. The tenacity from Juliana to continue fighting. Ledesma, once she found herself in a perilous position,
Hey, get that ice out of here.
she was able to maintain
We got the
control.
Venezuelan corner spilling ice in the cage. Good job, Tacha. Juliana, El Patrona, Otalaro won that round. Her will, her desire, she put herself in the right places to win. That was a scrap, dude. That felt like a long 5 minutes. Well, I remember watching the Michael Chandler Dustin Poirier fight where the first round felt like it was 25 minutes. That's how you know you're watching a good fight. When you're watching a fight and it feels longer than 5 minutes, that's how you know you're watching some good stuff. When it feels like it goes by quick, that's because it's a little bit of BS.
We haven't seen a bad minute yet.
No, the matchmakers at MMA Colombian, Damian Martinez, they do a great job. Freddie Serrano, like the team here, they know what they're doing, and they're putting together great shows.
Round 2 begins as referee John Tacha Rodriguez signals. Juliana takes the center of the ring.
Did I say John Tacha was a good fighter in his own right?
You said John Tacha is going to be in the UFC one day.
I did say that. They call him the Colombian Khabib.
Feeling each other out here in round 2, exchanging leg kicks. Ooh. An up kick barely misses from Juliana.
Don't like the body language of Ledesma, the way she's backing off right now. Oh, and then she throws a quick
Good
right and
counter
makes
right.
me shut my mouth.
She keeps switching from southpaw to orthodox. Do you like that strategy, Mick? Is that something that you like from a fighter?
Absolutely. The diversity of strikes, of distances, of looks is great. But I feel like it's better to be great at one thing than, half great at something else.
As Juliana controls, throws knees.
So if you're very proficient in both, it's a great ripple to have in your game. You can throw people off, you're giving them different looks, you're attacking from different angles. But if you're half-ass in both, it's like a jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. If you can be great at it, absolutely. It's better to be able to switch two stances. But if you're not as proficient, then stay within yourself. Stay in your own lane. Fight your game.
Juliana with more pressure in on the cage. Oh!
Beautiful takedown. Beautiful takedown. Great
Ledesma
leverage there.
maintaining that head control on the ground.
And right into mount. Right into mount. I'm interested to see what's going to happen now. I kind of got a feeling this fight might end soon. If she starts opening up with some big strikes, her controller's good. We're not seeing the bumping from the bottom opponent. Guys, you're getting
Good
a Mickey
posture.
Gall seminar here tonight. Bump your hips. If you're on the ground, bump, bump, bump. What's that song?
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
Let me see that body go bump, bump, bump. Bump your fucking hips and you can make good things happen to yourself, I promise you.
Ledesma's trying to stiff arm, use her power.
I would like to see Juliana Otalara lower because then you can ride the hips properly. But actually, she can be high because she doesn't need to worry about it.
There's an arm bar here if she wants it.
She doesn't need to be worried about it because the hips aren't being bumped.
Oh, beautiful mount. Has the arms wrapped up.
It looked like she's about to go for that arm bar. But now, even in an arm bar, it can be a thing where you're taking yourself off of this dominant position. So the conservative play is to stay there. The bumps aren't happening.
Juliana,
look at that. She can take a knee right on that. If you bump, you can go out the back door easily. It's very easy to do. I think the decision, the fight might end here soon.
I think Ledesma's almost hoping it does.
I don't know. I don't think they came all the way here for nothing. Now she's looking for the armbar. A belly down armbar can be the most devastating armbar you can find. And now the armbar's going to her back. Where is that arm? Look at that arm is at a weird angle. Yeah, right now it's a shoulder lock, actually. She needs to grab the wrist, control the wrist. You want the wrist pointing up, almost like a thumbs up. That's how you know the armbar's good.
She gives up on the submission attempt to maintain position.
I am very impressed with Juliana's decisions to stay in positive positions instead of chasing waterfalls.
Oh, there we
go. Going for submissions.
Knee down. Very high fight IQ for such a young fighter.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Her IQ is on point. And the size that she may be giving up, she makes up for in will, desire, and intelligence. IQ, that's a very important part of fighting.
Otalara raining down on Ledesma. If Ledesma makes it out of this round, this so far is a 10-8.
10-8 easy. 10-8 easy.
If you're Ledesma, what are you looking to do here, Mick?
Bump my hips.
I think I might have been able to guess that one.
I'm looking for an underhook here. Left hand needs to go underhook. I can't be flat on my back on the mat. If I'm flat, I don't have the activity, the explosivity, any of the things I need. I need to turn towards my opponent, look for an underhook, shrimp my hips out, and start to build up to a base or back to a full guard. Improve my position, either on the ground or build my position back up onto the feet.
If you're
that left arm throwing little slap touches the face, it's doing nothing. It's almost like saving face. It's not doing that overhook there. Make that an underhook.
If you're Otalara, at what point do you stop throwing, knowing you have this round one? You don't want to punch yourself out, or do you just keep flurrying?
Hey, we gotta fix this clock on the stream. Hector. It's saying a minute 50 on the clock. We gotta fix that shit.
So after 2 rounds here, now you gave Juliana the first round 10-9.
10-9, and now I give her a second round 10-8.
So now you're going in 3-point lead going into the
Correct.
third. Are you changing your game at all? Are you any more defensive knowing that you have this locked up?
No. I would a great defense is a great offense. If you can put her right on her back, as in the position we're seeing right now, she can cruise to a victory. And at the same time, if you're a real fighter, like I believe Juliana Otalara is, you want the finish. Well, you don't want a decision. A decision is great because at the same time, you're fighting another trained killer, but you want to kill that trained killer. You want to secure that victory completely. Final.
Now, we had former heavyweight champion Michael Moorer on the Slick and Thick podcast, and he famously was winning 9-0 against Hall of Fame legend George Foreman.
Who? George Foreman? Never heard of him. Big George Foreman, you mean? The George Foreman grill? He's a grill guy? He boxed?
Freddie Roach begged Michael Moorer not to stand in front of him. He said, what the fuck? I'm winning 9-0.
Yeah.
Why don't I keep doing what we're doing?
It was that sneaky right hand, that 1-2, bang, 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 bang. It looked like nothing, but he set him up. He laid his trap. That's Big George Foreman, baby.
So if you're Ledesma, you're trying to channel your inner George Foreman here, thinking a 1-2 is your way home.
I can't just say that loud. If I'm Ledesma, I say a spinning back kick is my way home. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't Ledesma, so let's see what she can do here.
Oh, Ledesma's
nice
game.
Little impact there, yeah.
She comes out throwing. She knows what time it is, throwing kicks, throwing hands. I have to be honest, I'm shocked Ledesma's made it to the third. She's playing with house money right now.
Yeah, Might as well throw that spaghetti up at the wall, see what sticks. She knows she needs a finish here.
Juliana maintaining pressure, standing right in front of her in the pocket.
Yeah, exactly. As she should. She should be attacking. She should be attacking. I don't
Good
like
straight right
I don't
by
like that
Juliana.
play it safe shit.
The clinch and the knees.
What do you say about prevent defense in the NFL?
It prevents you from winning.
Yeah, nah. Don't play that prevent stuff. Go after your opponent with intelligence, with consideration, but do your thing. There's a reason why you're winning. Why are we changing stuff?
Juliana agrees as she backs Ledesma down. Ledesma throws wild right hands.
And at the same time, there's a certain amount of degree of risk you might want to take out. I believe fortune favors the bold, but when you're up on fights, keep doing your thing. Pressure. Fight your fight. Be smart. And Juliana Ottolaro is doing actually a great job of that right now. She's pressuring. She's punching. Look at her. She's putting her in positions where she's still winning. For the past, I don't know,
Heavy
12 minutes, I think Ottolaro's been winning every second of it.
dominating. Oh, nice knee to the head from Ottolaro.
Imagine she could grab a little standing head and arm choke here. It's very difficult. I saw LJ Ruboli do it twice.
The great LJ Ruboli.
The great. It shouldn't happen. He's just a freak.
Ottolaro is using her leverage here very well, leaning her weight into Ledesma. Ledesma is stuck up against the cage.
Good positioning here, just leveraging her opponent there. She could go back door, take the back, but she likes, I think this is a little bit of her being conservative and being smart. She likes where she's at. I'm going to keep landing shots. I'm going to keep scoring points. She's breathing. She's doing everything she should be doing.
If you're Ledesma, you have to start feeling the clock is your enemy here. She's got to make some moves. She's got to get active.
Absolutely. Ledesma needs to separate and start to get into desperation mode. Hey, have some fun here. We're losing the fight. Might as well throw some stuff up at the wall, you know?
If you're Ledesma, are you looking elbows, knees? What are you looking to do here?
Here she needs to wrestle off. She needs to get her back off the wall. She's being controlled and subdued very effectively by Ottolaro, and she needs to look for underhook. Those little shots to the face, I don't dig them. I would need you digging under. Look at, she's getting put to the ground. She needs to be digging for underhooks.
What an interesting takedown from Ottolaro there. Very slow.
And that, you know what? That's something you get in women's MMA. The flexibility is a little different. Obviously, you know, these premier athletes are all flexible, female or male, but that was unique. She just did the splits, slow motion in a takedown.
Slowly dragged her heel back.
I can say I've never seen that before.
Great control from Ottolaro. Ottolaro, again, is the smaller fighter in this fight, but she is dominated on the ground.
Ottolaro's the smarter fighter, but she's the bigger dog. Not that Ledesma isn't, but Ottolaro's just a dog.
She's got that dog in him. La Patrona?
La Patrona. What, did we say else otherwise?
No, I did.
And now, at this time, what I would do, if I'm being picky, I would move my hips to the left. My hips to the left, towards where the camera is, put her head against the cage. I would rain ground and pound, and I would end this fight. When you now, the fact that she isn't doing exactly what I'm saying, she can lean a little bit to the right, put her weight to the right, knowing that she can't get bumped and rolled that way. The only way she can get rolled to her back is to the left. So she can lean to the right a little bit and start throwing big left hands.
Heavy elbows from Ottolaro. Heavy elbows.
I would put my right hand on the ground and start throwing big shots. Let her, because a good fighter would bump you to the left because that's the way you're transferring your weight. But you got the cage there to keep you right up. This could be the end of the fight. But these shots also aren't devastating right now. Ledesma's doing a great job of protecting herself, keeping herself in the fight. Couple nice elbows there, and that's the fight. We apologize for the lag on the screen on the TV. Once we get some proper funding behind this shit, everything's going to be way better.
But I'll tell you what, the fighters are unbelievable. This is first class as far as the fighters are concerned.
Oh, yeah. Come on, man.
The atmosphere in the room is phenomenal.
They need to do a little pan of the screen just so they could get a little glimpse of the energy down here.
I can see what MMA Colombia is so excited about Juliana Otalana. There's a lot to be excited about.
Yeah. Oh, she's great, man. She's very good. She's young. She's look at that beautiful defense. She checked a kick with her leg, checked a kick with her hand, and answered back. She's a little star, man. The El Patron La Patrona couple is a power couple in Colombian MMA, and I'm excited for their future. There's going to be a lot of big things coming from them.
Now, what would you like to see from La Patrona to take her game to the next level?
I think she just got to keep doing what she's doing. Stay in the trainer room. She trains hard. She's disciplined. She has a good support system, a good team behind her, a good head on her shoulders. She just got to keep being her and keep working. Keep working. I'm impressed by her. She's given up size in this division. There's a lot of atom weight promotions that have atom weight in the world. The UFC doesn't. A lot of people look at the UFC and think it's UFC or bust. It's not that way. There's other things out there. You're looking at them right now. One of the most exciting promotions out there right now. Empire MMA. Congrats, La Patrona. Juliana Otalana with a dominant victory here tonight.
Ledesma from Venezuela comes all the way in. She was a game fighter. Tough fighter. She made it through to the end. Showed a lot of heart, Ledesma, not giving up. There was a couple different times she could have called it. But La Patrona was just too much for her on this evening. A unanimous victory from La Patrona, which leads us to our next fight of the evening, where we have Lina Nevares versus Eliana Toledo. Once again, you have Lina Nevares of Colombia from Hardcore Family versus Eliana Toledo, also from Venezuela Top Team. Toledo, another national wrestler for Venezuela.
Yeah, they have a lot of grappling background. Lina Nevares won her last fight with a body shot. She has some nice striking. I do believe this is another one as a striker grappler matchup.
Toledo comes in at 5'1". Nevares is 5'3". The battle is at 115 pounds. They both weighed in at 115 exactly. Now you like Nevares because she's a heavy striker for her size.
Yeah, she has striking. She's been striking her whole life, and at the same time, Toledo's been wrestling her whole life. So we're going to see a stylistic clash, a matchup of a striker versus a grappler, which at the same time, obviously, like we saw in the earlier fight, these are MMA fighters. They do everything, but specialities do exist. There are people who are better at one discipline or one art, and we get to see how that plays out because what did we say in the last one?
Style
the first one.
fights.
Yeah, we were like, this guy's looking for the knockout, and he is the one who got knocked out. So it's an MMA fight. Anything can happen. The gentleman who won the knockout, Correa, thought he was going to wrestle and win a fight by submission. And he ended up finding the knockout. He felt comfortable, did his thing, and found it. So if you're well-rounded enough, you can do anything in this world. And you got to be world-class at every art. Oh, we don't have Lina. We had the improper graphic up, but that's okay.
Improperly timed.
We're rocking with it.
Rocking with it.
Oh, there we go. Never mind.
You guys got a preview
never mind.
But that is not Johnny Swan. That right there is Ariana Toledo at 5'1", 115 pounds, out of Venezuela, Top Team.
I'm getting a lot of texts of people who are loving the broadcasts and the fights right now. People are loving this right now. I hope people are tuning in and seeing what's going on here.
Empire MMA 6 brought to you by Burger King. Burger King for all of your burger needs.
All your burger needs.
Have it your way.
Get you some burgers, get you some nuggies. Hey, you can have it your way, dog.
I'll tell you, for the people that are just joining us, as a hamburger connoisseur myself, I don't think I've ever been in a place in my life that had better hamburgers than Medellin, Colombia.
Yeah, man. It's they're doing something pretty special. We were at we shouldn't say all the burger places we have because we like Burger King. Go get you a Whopper, Mo.
Toledo comes into the ring with a spark. She's a game fighter. She's another one. She's grown up. She's overcome an incredible journey to get here. The trials and tribulations that she's seen in Venezuela are almost criminal, what's happening to the poor people of that country. And for them to come here and be here tonight is a win in and of itself.
Gerard, I gotta applaud you, and it's a win in itself that you keep your political beliefs in check, slide them in appropriately, and are doing a master job.
Oh, we got some pyrotechnics.
De tantas que tumbado tiene cuenta. Vamos con el combo de 70. El combo de 70 lo tenemos en la espalda y bien hardcore. Cinturones solo postran en mi marco. Estando viendo gancos como Pepe frente al arco. Empezamos en Santelina y mira ya dónde está el barco. No había ningún pasaje. Ahora metemos la presión desde que entramos al pesaje. El invicto nos tienen los reportajes. Esto es pa' que pille que estamos sin equipaje, pero viaje. Los guantes sintieron la adrenalina. Y más los
They've turned the volume up for Nareyes'.
Aquí no se respeta.
Yeah, it's loud in here, bro.
So it's we're gonna let him play a little bit.
Esta esquina está obligada, vamos al uno a uno que se cae la quinta. De tantas que tumbado.
Look at them, they got their own rapper out here. Hey!
Esta esquina está blindada, lenta. Vamos al uno a uno que se
Sporting
cae
the Toronto Raptors jersey. Baseball. The Toronto Raptors, the best baseball team in Canada.
Pasamos hasta mediodía.
What? The Toronto Raptors baseball jersey is solid. Toronto Raptors is people know it.
Yeah, that goes hard, man. That goes hard right here, yeah.
You gotta love a custom walkout.
I'd love to give a shout out to the gentleman singing in the cage right now, but I do not know his name. But I dig it.
That was great, and that was
Let's
fine.
go.
Now I understand the volume. So I appreciate that man's talent and his
Attire?
well, I was gonna say his respect for a high caloric diet like myself. So
Oh, we got more? Nice.
we being that
Hector.
De tantas que tumbado tiene cuenta. Vamos con el combo de 70. Vamos al uno a uno que se cae la quinta. De tantas que tumbado tiene cuenta. Vamos con el combo de 70. El combo de 70 lo tenemos en la espalda y bien hardcore. Cinturones solo mostrar en mi marco. Estando viendo gatos como Pepe frente al arco. Empezamos en Santelena y mira ya dónde está el barco.
We have a little bit of a musical intermission here. And he's leaving the cage. Hey, good stuff, man.
Lena Navarez comes into a round of applause. Navarez, a favorite here. Navarez from hardcore family. Eliana Toledo from Venezuela, top team.
And you just heard the music of Joe Vadi. Joe Vadi.
Navarez at 5'3", Toledo at 5'1". Navarez has a 3-inch reach advantage, 115 pounds. And at the risk of sounding unprofessional, Mick, I have to tell you, I enjoy women's fights in the UFC and in Bellator, but I've never seen such attractive women fight as Empire MMA.
Is that right?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, you digging it?
Kind of ridiculous. But be that as it may, they're not girl fighters. These are fighters. These girls absolutely bang. I can't tell you how impressed I have been with the talent and the quality of the fights from the prelims all the way up to this in the main card. Empire MMA, Empire 6.
Debutando en la categoría profesional.
And
Permítame presentar
for those just
a
joining us,
Eliana La Lobita Toledo.
that is the uncompetable with MC Daniel David.
Y fiel representante de Santa Elena. Con un peso de 100.
Quickly in 10 seconds, we've got our favorite analyst, Alejandro. Tell us, what should we expect from this female fight?
Well, Lina is one of the biggest prospects here. Like we have a lot of female fights here, and that's like amazing. They have a big opportunity here and to show what they are made of. And Lina is one of them. And let's see, because this is a big challenge for her. This wrestler, like it's a big name in her country, and they are starting their professional career. So let's see what happens.
That's Alejandra Lara, one of the best female fighters in the world, Bellator standout.
Says that Nina's one of the biggest prospects in Colombia, and that this is the biggest test that she's faced so far.
Yeah, it's a striker versus grappler matchup, bro. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Referee Cheeky Miranda checks with both fighters. They say they're good to go.
Cheeky does a great job, by the way. I've been very impressed with Cheeky in both the shows I've been here for. Very impressed.
It's showtime! Here we are. Nina gets to the center. First strikes come from Ariana Toledo. They're standing in the middle, measuring each other out. What are you thinking right now when you're in the middle here, Mick? You guys are both looking at each other. You're trying to feel each other out?
Always trying to feel each other out, trying to see what each other's doing. Should be looking around center mass, around the chest, using peripheral vision to see everything that happens.
Hard rush by Toledo. Well defended.
And there's that wrestling. There's that wrestling. In a half guard.
Great hip tie. Beautiful
Lina.
sweep.
Did she throw that other hook in? I don't think that hook is not in. She's going to end up on her back.
Kind of back in the full guard here. Control from Toledo in the top position. Good head control from Narvaez. Narvaez, forgive me.
Armbar tent. Picks her up. With a slam.
Good defense from Toledo. Narvaez is an inverted here.
That triangle. That could be problematic. It's going to be. She needs to really pull her arm around, because if you think of a triangle, so if she could grab that hand and pull it inside her, that could become problematic here. I think it's going to be more of a stifling
elbows
position.
to the ribs.
It's almost more to the kidneys. She's looking for a razor arm lock, I believe, while she has her head and arm stuck in that triangle.
Oh, back to the elbows.
Now, she is doing damage on the bottom, but you got to think, again, MMA criteria. Who do you think's winning the fight here?
Toledo, north-south.
Yeah, in a better position.
MMA criteria, you have to give top position, right? You have
top
to give
position almost always is the winner. That's what the judges always see as the winner. But at the same time, if you can do your thing on the bottom and end with a submission, you won the fight.
This is good jiu-jitsu versus traditional wrestling here. Freestyle wrestling, a lot of heavy pressure. So to your point, so the freestyle wrestling may gain easier points because jiu-jitsu's looks passive. Is that correct? Is that kind of the idea here?
It's more just think about it. It's like you can just know who's winning a fight, and if the person's on their back, the person on top is the one who put them there.
Correct.
And they're winning the fight there.
That being said,
just from positional, even though who's
Narvaez
taking more damage?
Correct. Narvaez, those elbows were the most significant strike so far, but they were from her back.
Yeah. But Toledo in the dominant position.
A lot of
I
pressure.
like the guard she's putting on with the head, with the arm overhook, the left arm. She has an overhook. She's draped her right arm, and now she's looking for a triangle. And this is in. But now let's see if she runs it.
Oh, that's in deep. That's in
I
deep.
think she's gonna get a tap right here.
That's an arm. She's got an arm. She's got an arm.
It's over.
Oh!
Wow! Beautifully done.
Lina Narvaez with an absolute masterclass in jiu-jitsu.
Wow. We called it. We basically called it. I think we called it.
Wow. I think significant damage. Was done to Toledo's arm, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have the doctor treating her now. Tending.
Nino
Una pelea
Narvaez.
comprometida y una pelea cumplida.
I am sorry,
Que
Narvaez.
se escuche ese
With a
fuerte
very
aplauso.
impressive win. Never lost her composure, Nick. Never lost her composure. Even though she was under pressure the whole time, she kept looking for position and she kept looking for submissions.
Yeah, she was in some tough spots, and she stayed composed and found the victory, found the method of victory, found her path.
I tell you, Toledo was game. She was game. She came out. She wrestled. She was aggressive. She had pressure. But that's the difference between freestyle wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, at the same time, high-level wrestlers who fall in love with jiu-jitsu and learn the submission game become beasts.
George
I think
St. Pierre.
there's a big upside for both these fighters. I'm excited to see what both of them do.
Sumisiones. Amor de brazo. La ganadora es nada más y nada menos que la Zurita. Mención especial. Obviamente para nuestra
As you said, Mick, this is the fight game. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. You can't help but feel for Toledo that came all the way here from Venezuela. Has a long
Fought
trip
a hell
back.
of a fight and just got caught. She got caught. It's part of the game.
And you got
Hats off to Lena for catching her.
and as our great analyst, Miss Azul to our left, said this is one of the top prospects in Colombia, and this was her toughest test, and I think that she passed it.
Absolutely. Yeah, she faced a high-level wrestler and did what she had to do.
115 pounds with a bright future. None other than Lena Narvaez from Hardcore Family MMA right here in Medellin, Colombia.
Alejandro Lara coming into the cage to interview.
Buenas noches, Empire. ¿Cómo le están pasando? Bueno, Lina, tuviste una pelea que tuvo situaciones complicadas. En el primer round ibas con una luchadora de otro nivel que estuviste en su control. ¿Te preocupaste en algún momento?
La verdad no, venimos trabajando todo desde arriba hasta en el piso. Tengo un entrenador muy bueno que todo el tiempo está insistiendo en lo importante que es.
I wish I could translate for you, but I can't. Whatever
Yeah,
they're
we're,
saying,
as they call it, stupido gringo.
whatever they're saying, the crowd seems to enjoy it.
That means stupid gringos,
Yeah.
stupid white people for you.
And since we're stupid white people, I might as well keep it all the way real. The cameraman is not doing you any favors with the angle that they've chosen. The view is much better from where we're sitting.
Pero no salió así, pero igual salimos victoriosos gracias a Dios.
I cannot express enough that if you want to have a good time, if you want to do something completely different, if you're listening to this in Canada, in the States, in Mexico,
¿Qué podemos esperar?
the next time there's an Empire MMA event, you come on down to Medellin, to Bogota, experience this amazing culture, and check out some of these amazing unheralded fighters. This is the best promotion in the world outside of the United States for what they're offering and what you can do.
They're offering different things too. There's different things that are happening here that will continue to happen with Empire MMA. People stay tuned. Keep checking out the Empire MMA events. It's only going to get bigger
Only gonna grow.
and badder and crazier.
Yeah. And
Remember, laws and rules are just a suggestion.
if you are of the live and let live mindset, if you are of the let me do whatever I want as long as I'm not harming anybody mindset,
Let a man be a man. You could be a man.
you can be a man. You're going to enjoy Medellin, Colombia. Ah, now we have Pitbull.
Ah, let's go.
We have the champ, Del Campeón
Sebastian Pitbull. Let's go, my brother.
Coming in.
Hola, Vic, ¿cómo estás? Bueno, como todos saben, esta es una plataforma que está
Now
impulsando
camera gets it.
a los atletas locales para que compitan en plataformas cada vez más grandes, y eso es algo cuyo ejemplo tenemos aquí en Sebastián Pitbull.
Two Colombian superstars in the cage right now, Alejandro Lara and Sebastian Pitbull.
I got Pitbull, when we got a chance to speak with him, very, very humble, very classy guy. Great hands. Seems to be a kickboxing savant in many ways. What do you think of his game?
Yeah, he's a champion of Empire MMA. He won in the main event of Empire MMA 5. He just signed with Combate and is going to be fighting in the States, down in Miami very soon. So my Killcliff friends will get to see him come through the gym at Killcliff. We'll get him some training. He's fighting very soon, I believe at the end of this month. But following that, we're going to try and keep him in the States and get some good work.
Very fast hands, very high volume. Check out.
Yeah, pressure fighter, breaks his opponents, and a good person in that.
Yeah, speaking of, all these guys are great guys. It's really made me readjust my personal biases about face tattoos. You guys are all really good guys.
Yeah.
They're great guys.
Yeah, they're like a little facial art. Don't judge Gerard. That's God's job.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning. This has been a learning experience. Very big into body modification here, I've noticed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't get to see our friend with the
tattooed eyeballs?
The tattooed eyeballs tonight, but maybe at the next Empire MMA event he'll be there. That is December 2nd.
In Bogota.
Bogota,
Colombia, the capital of Colombia, Bogota. What have you thought of the fight so far? What do you think the fight of the night is, Mick?
Oh man, these fights have been fantastic. Fight of the night, I either got to go with Vasquez Correa or Barbie and Rengor.
Vasquez Correa had a little Hagler Hearns feel to it. The way they came out banging, the actual bad blood that they had. Again, still wild that Vasquez just let him up from the ground. But he had to believe he was a better striker. He had a plan. He stuck to the plan. He just got caught. I thought, Barbie was very, very impressive in her aggression.
Hella active.
I thought Escobar, his ability to maintain composure when he was getting manhandled for 6 minutes.
That's a beautiful thing too, when you see someone come back from the brink of defeat and come back with a victory. Here we are with our next fight. We got Sebastian Cardona versus Johnny Swan.
Now, Johnny Swan and Sebastian Cardona was originally scheduled for 140, but Johnny Cardona missed weight, came in at 144.
Sebastian Cardona did miss weight. Missed weight. I've gotten to meet and spend some time with Cardona, both of these guys actually. Cardona's a great kid. He's coming down in weight. It was a trial thing, and he didn't make it happen. And now you want to maintain that professionalism. It's professional to make weight. It's disrespectful to miss weight for to your opponent. We agree on a weight. We show up there on weight. But Johnny Swan agreed to the fight. He had no problem with it. He put 2 extra pounds on, said F it, and we're doing the damn thing.
Sebastian Cardona at a Club de la Pelea. Came in at 144 pounds. Johnny Swan came in at 139 pounds. From Amateur Time Club, which is his own club, his own boxing club.
Right. He has big aspirations as an entrepreneur and as a fight trainer. He has a cardio exercise gym right now, and he's looking to grow that into a full-on fight gym.
You're seeing Johnny Swan come out right now. Now Johnny Swan, Nick, he goes by the TB12 method. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't party. He goes to sleep by 9 o'clock every night. He wakes up at 4 a.m. and he's training clients by 5 a.m. every day.
Yeah, he's training clients from 5 till about noon, trains at 1, gets a little rest, trains again, goes home, goes to sleep.
He's 1-0 in his professional career, but he's 29 years old. He's getting a late start to his professional career, as he explained to us, because he spent 5 years working to build up enough money to open his own gym.
Yeah, man, it's admirable. These guys out here, they're disciplined, they're focused, they're driven, and they're making things happen in their life. Every combatant you see step into this cage tonight has a story behind them and a lot of hard work and discipline behind that.
Johnny Swan, 1-0 in his professional career. Comes out in the black trunks, he'll be in the red corner. Do you think the intensity of the weight cut could have an issue with this fight?
Absolutely. If he was trying his heart out to make that weight and then had to stop, then it could absolutely be taxing. And at the same time, it could mentally give Swan an advantage. Like, he already broke at the weight cut. I could break him in the fight. But from talking with Juan Cardona and understanding his character a little bit, I think he bit off a little more than he could chew with the weight cut. He needs to figure out how to do that appropriately, and I think he will do that. I don't think he's broken. I don't think he's beaten. I think he's coming in here to get a victory.
Sebastian Cardona from Club de la Pelea. Sebastian Cardona came in. He's 5'8". Johnny Swan is 5'7". Cardona appears to be, well, he did miss weight, but he does appear to be the much larger of the men. Cardona is a wrestler. Cardona is a big grappling background. He says that he thinks he's the best wrestler in Empire MMA. Johnny Swan is a jiu-jitsu practitioner. How do you see this fight going, Mick?
I see action coming, boss. I think these guys are about the match.
Hey.
So, both guys are traditionally wrestlers, grapplers. I think Cardona, based on what he told us, is going to be looking to strike a little more. You see him over there in the Muay Thai shorts, which might speak to his desire to strike in this fight. He plans to use his wrestling in reverse. Johnny Swan plans to use his wrestling in offense and put his opponent on his back and win the fight that way.
Now we send you to our MC, Daniel David, to introduce our co-main event of the evening.
Nos encanta ver enfrentar regiones. Y esta noche la vamos a tener en esta pelea coestelar. Permítame presentarles desde nada más y nada menos que desde la capital de Colombia, con un peso de 142 libras, una altura de 1,70 centímetros, un récord profesional de una victoria, 0 perdidas, 0 empatadas, perteneciente a nada más y nada menos que Amateur Team Club desde la ciudad de Bogotá. Él es Johnny Swan.
As you heard from Daniel David, that is Johnny Swan.
Daniel David does do a great job. I know we're taking the piss out of him a little bit for being long-winded, and maybe it's because we barely understand what he's saying. But if you look at him, he's intense. He's into this. He's trying to put the shine on the fighters, which I love.
Una altura de 1,73 centímetros, un récord de 3 victorias, una derrota, 0 empates, perteneciente a la casa Club de la Pelea Manizales. Él es Sebastián el Águila Cardona.
Sebastian Cardona from Club de la Pelea.
En Chiqui Miranda.
Cardona is an inch taller. He's about 10 pounds heavier. Johnny Swan is 1-0. Cardona is
10 pounds heavier?
Well, he came in at 3 pounds heavier. I'm making a guess.
Oh, you're basing it on their bounce back weight.
He came in at 5 pounds heavier.
Right.
I'm just doing an eyeball here. If he's 1 inch taller, he's thicker. 1-0 versus 3-1. Does the extra?
And here we go.
Do those extra 3 fights play heavily into Cardona's favor, Mick?
Sure. It always plays a factor, man. Experience is one of the keys in this game.
Wild exchanges. They both swing and miss heavy punches early on. Cardona in the black trunks with the gold trim. Swan in the black trunks with the red lettering. Ooh, good right hand by Cardona. Low leg kick. Long right hand by Cardona.
Remember, Cardona said he's looking to strike more in this fight.
Big right hand
and
lands.
his opponent's looking to grapple, and Cardona evades Johnny Swan's underhooks.
Cardona wanted to make it very clear in our pre-fight meetings that he's not just a grappler, that he wants to be known as a well-rounded fighter.
Yeah, he's showing that right now. He's showing he wants to strike. He's keeping a low center of gravity because he is aware of Johnny Swan's desire to wrestle.
Both men showing each other.
You see the way he's dropping his hips there? Mm-hmm. It's also helping load his shots.
Swan throws a leg kick wildly. Body kick by Cardona. They're showing each other a lot of respect here, Mick. They're showing each other respect for their power to feeling each other out. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's one of those things where, they take a little time, try and find their rhythm, find their tells, find their gives. Obviously respect each other's attributes where you have to worry about one guy looking to wrestle, the other guy looking to keep it on the feet. And, they're feeling each other out right now. They got 15 minutes to fight. What are we, about 2-3 minutes in?
About 2 minutes into the first round of our co-main event here at Empire 6.
When he goes down from a kick, loses on balance, Cardona pulls his leg out quick. The little leg entanglement created by Johnny Swan.
Cardona seems very patient here, Mick. He's looking to pick his spots.
Very much so. Slowly stalking. A lot of Johnny Swan strikes are coming up short.
He's throwing wildly from. I don't think he's found the range yet. Nice return, right?
Good view of Cardona here.
Swan goes to feint. Cardona throws a right. Is it possible to have too much respect for your opponent, Mick?
Of course. Absolutely there is. I think Cardona does appear to be the more seasoned striker. I do expect Johnny Swan to force the wrestling later in the fight, but he's feeling it out right now. And feels at least comfortable enough to stay here.
Cardona with 2 jabs, two straight lefts there.
That was a good leg kick. And then a good answer by Cardona.
Oh, there's the shot attempt stuffed by Cardona. Cardona controlling the middle of the cage, stalking, looking to pick apart Johnny Swan. Johnny Swan standing right there in the pocket, though. Not a lot of movement.
Nice left hook to the right hand. Every time, though, Cardona's done a great job of answering back. That hurt someone's shin.
Shins colliding.
Shins colliding.
Sounded
you
loud
don't
here
feel it in the cage, but the next day you feel it.
That's a mañana?
Yeah, it's a mañana move.
Cardona seems a little quicker to the punch right here. He seems to be looking to counter punch, and he's beating Johnny Swan to the punch.
Yeah, if you look at his feet, he's got a good boxing rhythm to him right now. While he's stepping on his own balance, while Johnny Swan's more stepping to evade.
Nice right to the solar plexus. But they're both throwing. There's not a lot of combinations so far. It seems to be strike, retreat, strike, retreat. Swan throws wildly. Cardona, Superman punch. But again, one punch. What's
You're right. They're not adding up these strikes thrown in combination. They got 3 or 4 there on the counter. Cardona will throw more on the counter, but jumping off, both guys stick to 1 or 2. It seems like so far, at least.
And that's the end of round 1.
Yeah, I give it to Cardona with control and getting a little bit of the better of the striking for sure. Cardona, I told you that was hurting someone's shin. Cardona's over there with his shin up on the thing. It's that leg kick, he's feeling it already. Not a mañana.
Well, that could play heavy in the round 2. Cardona seemed to be.
I don't think it will. Personally, I think he'll overcome that, no problema.
Cardona seemed to be in control of round 1, but he also seemed like he left a lot on the table there to me, Mick. He looked like he had more opportunities than he took. What are your thoughts?
Maybe. I think it's more of he wasn't greedy. He wasn't greedy and ran into a position where he could have regretted something, where he could have got caught with one of those shots fired by Johnny Swan. I thought it was a workman-like performance. He won round 1. I think there was a bit of a feeling out for both. And we'll see in round 2 if they decide to put the pedal to the metal a little bit.
So if you're in Johnny Swan's corner coming out for round 2, what are you telling him here, Mick?
I'm telling him to get to the game plan. Let's get strike, wrestle, strike, wrestle, jab, wrestle, jab, level change. Needs more level changes. Needs to show feints to deceive his opponent and then implement his game.
Cardona comes out as referee John Tacha Rodriguez starts round 2. Cardona gets the center of the cage. Standing on our sponsor here at Empire 6, Burger King, have it your way. For those of us just joining us, I'm Gerard Michaels at the Slick and Thick Podcast, and my co-host to my right is the great Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall here from UFC and now Empire 5 and Empire 6. Mickey, what are you seeing here in round 2?
For Johnny Swan telling me he's looking to wrestle, his posture isn't indicative of that. He looks like he's trying to strike a little bit. He might be getting caught up in Sebastian's game a little bit. Sebastian Cardona, also a good grappler, but looking to strike. He feels he has a bigger advantage there, looking to use his wrestling in reverse. If Swan goes to shoot, he wants to drop his hips, sprawl, get back up to the feet where he can strike. I think Johnny Swan's falling a little bit into Cardona's game, and Cardona has the lead and is staying ahead. Using his range better, landing strikes while a lot of Swans are coming up short, like that leg kick you just saw.
Do you think the extra weight Cardona has is making Swan a little more hesitant?
I don't think that's it. I do know there is a statistic where people who miss weight tend to win the fights like 80% of the time. So it is something. If I have an opponent who misses weight, I'm making them suffer, and you can make that weight later tonight if you want, but you better hit that weight. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's what you agreed upon.
It's gamesmanship. We agree on it. We're professionals. We're signing our name to a paper. You're signing a paper that you're going to beat me up. I'm signing a paper I'm going to beat you up, and we agree on a weight. You should fulfill that commitment.
And you're talking about coming down. I know Cardona's coming down, but people don't know you walk around at over 200 pounds and you cut down to 170.
Correct.
So, what's your thoughts as a professional fighter? 11 fights in the UFC.
It takes discipline. That was a nice right hand landed by Cardona. It takes discipline, man. You got to do it almost every day. You don't get to indulge the way you want to indulge. You don't get to do the nice things you might want to do. You got to handle the weight. It's part of the business.
Speaking of,
what happened there?
I got a booster seat. So I've been doing half squats for the last half hour here.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
break your chair?
I think it melted.
You melted your chair.
I think it melted under the heat. Now you're seeing in the cage there, it looks like some ripples have come up in the cage. What is the difference in the cage? This is now the 11th fight that we've had tonight. Is there a difference in the cage from early on?
It does appear to be. I think it's all negligible. I don't think it's a factor whatsoever. Nice leg kick that time.
Cardona has opened up a cut on Swan's eye and nose. Swan is bleeding from his right eye and just above his nose. Cardona seems to be picking up the pace a little bit. He seems to have found something that he likes. Cardona's right eye is becoming a problem.
He off-balanced him there, but he did also touch him on the chin. So I don't think that that knockdown was totally off balance. I also don't think it was totally a knockdown. It was a little bit of both there.
Cardona seems very composed in the center of the ring, very patient, picking
Very
his spots.
composed, very much so. I do look at Cardona as the more comfortable fighter right now.
Swan's mouth is open and fatigue might be becoming a factor. He's bleeding out of his nose, his right eye is closing.
Well, he's not fighting his style fight. He told me he was going to grapple. He was going to wrestle. We saw maybe 1 or 2 shots early in the fight, and he seemed to abandon that game plan right now. And Cardona is right where he wants to be.
Well, as the great philosopher Michael Gerard Tyson once said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Is Mike Tyson's middle name Gerard?
That's correct.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm Gerard Michaels. He's Michael Gerard. So, if you're Swan right now, what are you thinking here, Mick?
If I'm Swan's corner, I'm telling him he's got to do what he does. Do what he's good at. Do what he does in the gym. Based on what he told me, the little bit I know about him is he's a wrestler. And he's having a striking match right now. He's having a little bit of a kickboxing match with Cardona.
That left hand is doing a lot of damage on Swan's right eye. That right eye is almost closed. Ooh, head kick.
Nice
attempted.
leg kick before the end of the round. Leg kick attempt. And round 2 is complete. Yeah, that's a nice eye, huh?
So Cardona is controlling the fight here as we get into the final round of our co-main event here at Empire 6. Johnny Swan's got to get it going here. You're looking for he's not able to strike with Cardona through 2 rounds. So are we looking for a takedown and a submission?
He's got to. That's got to be the way he empties the tank. He's got to go for the submission. He's got to switch up what he's been doing. Hopefully his corner could get to him right now and tell him you got to take him down, you got to submit him. As you see him talking to him right there. Yeah, that's what I see.
So far, what Cardona told us in our pre-fight meetings has rung true. He knows he can wrestle. He feels like he's comfortable in his wrestling, but he wants to prove something with his striking, and he's stuck to that plan through 2 rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's stayed true to his word, and he's up 2-0 now. I'll give him 10-9 both rounds.
Now, when you're bleeding above your nose and your eyes shut like this, how does that affect your game plan, Mick?
It shouldn't affect your game plan. I kind of feel like when I start seeing the blood flowing, I'm like, F it. You know what I mean? You should almost feel a little more free. You almost can feel a little, it's almost hard to describe. It feels like you're in it now.
Ooh, heavy
big
left hand
hook
by
that you're going to see
Cardona.
right there. That's sending sweat flying towards us. They're in the middle of the cage there, too.
Now, on the other hand, you're Cardona, and you're seeing that you're doing some significant damage. I imagine that makes you feel pretty comfortable and confident in your striking.
Yeah, he's maintained center of the cage, and he just landed a big shot. He's controlling distance well. Swan's coming up short, and Cardona's landing his shots.
Now, one of the things you talk about a lot.
Oh, little bit of I don't think. Yeah.
For the people that come to the seminars that you just did at MMA Columbia, heavy left by Johnny Swan.
Swan throwing nice uppercuts. He's going for it.
You were talking something that we're seeing very, very, very clearly in this fight. Swan looks Cardona in the eyes the whole time, and his eyes go down when he looks to shoot, whereas Cardona is kind of looking in the middle of the body and using his peripheral vision.
Yeah, you want to kind of be looking center mass, looking around their chest, because you can see that leg kick that just happened. Cardona was able to see it and evade, where you can see their feet, you can see their head, you can see their arms. You look at the chest. That's the ideal place to look. You look at someone's face. I hope someone looks at my eyes. I'm going to trick them with my eyes. I'm going to act like I'm doing something when I'm doing something else. I'm going to look low, go high. Look high, go low.
Heavy right hand from Cardona lands just above the ear. Swan seems to be trying to get in there a little bit. Tries to close the distance here as we get to the middle of the last round. Swan saying, come on, and he closes over his eye.
Good hook there.
Cardona.
I don't think he had a close fist. Had it been a close fist, that could have been a more devastating punch.
That right eye of Swan is almost completely closed at this point.
He's got a nice one there.
Cardona maintaining composure. Swan, again,
good look for that up kick. Nice left hook, right hand.
Now Cardona starting to get comfortable, throw combinations. Left, right, kick to the body. Swan, significant damage to that right eye, cut over the nose. Are you impressed with Cardona's composure in the center of the ring?
Absolutely. Yeah. Sebastian Cardona's done a great job of that. Look at him. He's looking to stalk now. He looks like he might be wanting to get his opponent out of there. Yeah, I'm impressed by Cardona. I think he's a great prospect. I think he's underlooked out here. I think he has good potential.
Now they're playing with each other, hand fighting in the middle of the ring there. Is Swan conceding at this point, Nick? Is it?
Nah, man, he's swung. You know, he's looking for it. He's doing as much as he can. Cardona's just handling it. He's making him pay when he oversteps. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Cardona's it's not a lack on Johnny Swan. It's more of a compliment to Juan Cardona.
Cardona again waits. He's able to move out of the way of the long, wild punches and encounter. Has Swan thrown a jab?
It's great light pressure by Cardona.
Cardona's done a great job in this fight of handling the distance.
Yes, exactly. Very, very well said, Gerard. I couldn't agree more. I think his distance control is what's won him the fight tonight. See, he sees that, makes it come up short. And he's gonna go close inside, get his, goes a couple body shots. Checking that liver.
What'd you call that? Did you tell me that's called the gazelle hook?
Gazelle punch is when you look low and swing hard at the face.
Was that like a jump hook? That was like a little.
Yeah, a jump hook is a gazelle punch. It's one and the same.
Oh,
wow!
Heavy left hand from Cardona. That left hand's been there all day.
Labored left hand by Swan, and that's the fight.
Well, to quote the great Mickey Gall, he says there's levels to this thing, and you could tell Cardona in his 5th professional fight, Johnny Swan in his 2nd professional fight. If you're Johnny Swan, what do you take? If you're his corner, what do you take away from this?
I would say Johnny Swan, you got to do what Johnny Swan does. Johnny Swan likes to wrestle. He likes to grapple. You got to jab, feint. Jab, jab, feint. 1, 2, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Stay on them legs. Go to the lower half. Attack that. He didn't take the shots. He didn't fight his fight. This is a learning lesson. This is how you learn. You learn, he's going to come back stronger. I bet you Johnny Swan's next fight, he's going to be shooting, grappling, making people worry.
Now, dominant performance from Sebastian Cardona. He improves to 5-1 in his professional career, but he did miss weight. What are your thoughts on the performance that Cardona just had?
Cardona did great. The knock against him is that he didn't miss weight. He didn't do this as perfect. There'd be no knock, no asterisk, no problemo had he came in here right on weight. He wasn't able to for whatever reason. Next fight, he better make weight. You know what I'm saying? He did a great job. He fought a great fight. But coming here like the true professional that I know Cardona is.
As we throw it to our MC for the evening, the great Daniel David.
Por decisiones unánime en la totalidad de nuestros rounds, nada más y nada menos que Cardona.
Unanimous decision win, as we thought it would be, by Sebastian Cardona of Club de la Pelea.
A nuestros amigos de Bogotá, y eso sí, un excelente debut, un excelente desarrollo de nuestra gente de Manizales.
Great victory for Sebastian Cardona. Improves to 5-1 in his professional career. Empire 6, brought to you by Burger King. Burger King, have it your way. And now it's time for our main event of the evening. Our main event of the evening features the incredible Luz Vasquez, one of the biggest prospects in the world, coming down to 135 for the first time in her career against Huelas Pire. Huelas Pire is a 19-year-old from Venezuela who's a police officer making her professional debut.
Tendremos la entrega del primer cinturón femenino de nuestra empresa.
As you hear, Danielle David tells you that we've come to the biggest part of the evening. We've come to our headline fight. The great Luz Vasquez. Luz Vasquez, once one of the great wrestlers in the world at her weight class from Argentina. She's coming down to 135 for the first time in her career. She's going against Huelas Pire, 19 years old, police officer from Venezuela, making her professional debut. Nick, do you think that there's any issue for Luz Vasquez coming down to 135 for the first time in her career?
I don't. I don't. I think Luz Vasquez is on her rise right now. She's on her rocket ship. She's headed to the big show. She's ready to capture Empire MMA gold. But she has a difficult test in front of her in Ugeli Pire, the 19-year-old wrestling standout from Venezuela. She didn't come here just to be an opponent. She came here to win.
Now, we bring back our special analyst for the evening, Bellator's own Alejandro Azul. Alejandro, what do you think about Luz Vasquez?
Okay, about Luz, like I know her personally, and I think she's a beast. Like her wrestling, it's outstanding. It's not a normal thing, but also as a striker, I mean, like she's a great fighter, and it's like her opportunity to go out and do big things right now. You know that there's not a lot of time for her in her career, but I know she's a great fighter and she have a lot to do here.
Do you think that she'll have any issue dropping down to 135 for the first time in her career? I know it was a difficult weight cut for her, but she's a professional. She's been cutting weight for a long time, but this is her first time fighting at 135. We asked her in the pre-fight meetings whether or not she felt as strong, and she says, I don't know, we'll see. What are your thoughts on her cutting down to 135 for the first time?
Well, I think for her it's very difficult to find an opponent. Like there's no women here around in any Latin American country to fight. So she decided to do it, and it was a very hard weight cut. I was there actually, but she did great as a professional. She is, and let's hope she have a bigger challenge after this.
Now, her opponent is 19 years old. She's a police officer in Venezuela. She's making her professional debut. What do you think about a 19-year-old making their professional debut against a prospect of the quality of Luz Vasquez?
I think all these Venezuelan girls that are fighting here, it's a big opportunity for them. They are very tough and they are fighting great, but you know, it's the biggest talent of her life. And I hope it's gonna be a good fight for Luz, because it's very hard to find her a good opponent here. But let's see. I don't like. I think she can be a good fight.
Excellent. That's the phenomenal Alejandra
Lara.
I keep saying it wrong. I don't know why. Azul. I keep thinking Azul.
That's the color blue.
I know. Alejandro Azul. I don't know why. As Gringo Stupido. Mick, do you agree with her? Do you agree with what she said? Do you think?
Yeah, I agree with her. Look, I think tough people do tough things. Hard people do hard things. Luz Vasquez is dropping down in weight, which is something difficult. She fights at 145 historically. She's fighting at 135 tonight. She's coming in here. She's from Argentina. Her opponent's from Venezuela. They're in Medellin, Colombia to do battle. to see who's going to come out on top, to see who's going to take that next step towards greatness.
Now,
and Luz Vasquez is great. We're going to see if Luz Vasquez can show that greatness tonight in this cage against Yujele Pirre.
So just for people to understand, Luz Vasquez told us that she walked around, when she was fighting at 145, she walked around at 170.
Yeah.
Now she's coming down.
I think she was 170 when she was 12 years old.
13.
She's a big girl.
She's 170
She's a
pounds.
strong girl, so she holds that. But she's like, you're going to see her tonight. She's very muscle bound and lean. You're going to see her in the cage, and she looks like an animal. But the weight that she held since she was young made her grow strong, made her become what she is now. When she's used to a 170-pound frame, she's moving around girls who are 135 right now. I think she's going to be a force.
Now we were just seeing as Mickey was speaking,
Luz Vasquez on the left, Yojele Pirre on the right.
now Bogota, the capital of Colombia, is the home of Empire 7. Empire 7 will feature 2 championship bouts coming live from Bogota here. If you liked Empire 6, like, subscribe, share, tell everybody what you're seeing. And also, it's cheap. Get in a flight, come down, hang out. I cannot tell you how much fun it is, how much fun we've had.
Listen, gringos. Listen, Americans.
You're going to want to come down, hang out with the great Mickey Gall.
Hey, you guys like paying $80 for that steak dinner? How about pay 10? You can do that here.
Luz Vasquez comes in at 5'3.5", 135. Pirre is 5'4", 135. Now, again, the big thing that people need to understand for Luz Vasquez, she walked around at 170. That's 35.
As a child.
35 pounds is 1/6 of her body weight, 1/5 of her body weight. That's
Correct.
a long way to come down.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, again, that was when she was a child. I think she's still, if she's not booked, not fighting, walks around heavier, but she, from what I hear, everything that people are telling me, she's something special.
Yuhelis Pirre is also something special. This is a 19-year-old making her professional debut. She's a national champion wrestler from Venezuela. Her coach fought in Valetudo. More or less. Did I get that wrong?
Yeah, he came in, I believe, doing sandia and kickboxing training. Didn't have much, MMA fights, but he's been looking out for these girls and trying to develop something in Venezuela. This is the final of the Venezuelan top team fighters. They're not traveling over here just to lose. They did lose the first 2 fights tonight to the Colombian fighters. So Pirre is definitely going to be looking not only to play the spoiler to the highly touted Luz Vasquez, but to represent her team and get a win for Team Venezuela tonight.
Yuhelis Pirre, once again, 19 years old from Venezuela top team. We asked her in pre-fights, are you nervous? She smiled and said, of course I am. I'd be crazy not to be. And then we asked, well, are you more scared of fighting Luz Vasquez in your first professional fight or excited for the opportunity? And she said, this is a great opportunity. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Hey, big names make nice trophies. If you're in this game, you should be willing to fight anybody in your weight class, and you want the biggest, baddest, toughest person there is. Because that's going to give you a glimpse of who you are and who you want to become.
Speaking of biggest, baddest, toughest, you said, Luz, you've been a top prospect for a long time. She's 35 years old. 35 years old, Luz Vasquez. She's been a top prospect for a long time. You asked her, where do you think you rank in the world? UFC, Bellator 1. She told you she thinks she's in the top 10 female fighters in the world.
Yeah, she said she's in the top 10 of the world, and I haven't heard anyone disagree yet.
Luz Vasquez comes in at 5'3.5", 135 pounds. She's fighting out of Magna Fight Club, originally from Argentina. She's been a world traveler ever since. She's lived in Brazil, she's lived in Mexico, she's lived in Colombia.
Yeah, Argentina has a lot of great fighters. Currently, you got Santiago Ponzinibbio in the UFC. We got Emiliano Sordi won the PFL $1 Million Challenge, and a whole gang of other guys I'm fortunate enough to train with down at Killcliff in South Florida. Good people, tough people, pride, culture. Argentina's out here, baby.
Luz Vasquez in the blue corner in the all black. Huelas Pire sporting the Venezuela here from Venezuela top team. And now we kick it to, for the last time this evening, our wonderful MC, the incomparable Daniel Davis.
A esta pelea. Ahora sí, quiero que se sienta la vibra esta noche. A ver, me ayudan con esto. ¿Dónde está la gente que quiera pelear? Primer cinturón femenino de nuestra empresa Empire en su sexta versión. Y permítame presentar desde Venezuela con un peso de 135 libras, una estatura de 1 metro 63 centímetros, un récord de 2 victorias, una derrota, 0 empates, representando nada más y nada menos que la nación Vinotinto, Venezuela, Top 5, ella es Yuherlis Pire. Y en el albiceleste, y se viene a adueñar de una victoria. Esperemos, nada más y nada menos, con un peso de 135 libras, una estatura de 1 metro 63 centímetros, un récord de 4 victorias, 0 derrotas y 0 empates, representando a la Academia Magnal Fight Club desde Buenos Aires, Argentina, Luz Vasquez.
Now, Gerard, I know you mentioned before, you quoted me saying there's levels to this shit, right? Pire has been grappling since she was young. So has Luz Vasquez. But I think Luz Vasquez grappling is of a higher level, and we're going to see how that plays out.
We're going to see if Yuherlis Pire is game. 19 years old,
Listen,
professional debut.
I gotta say a little more. I've heard of multiple UFC fighters, and I'm not going to name names, that were tortured by Luz Vasquez's grappling.
Is that right?
Yeah. A lot of female MMA fighters who did not appreciate having to train with
Luz Vasquez comes in at 4-0. She takes the center cage. Our referee, Chiqui Miranda, signals the beginning of round 1.
Throwing some big shots.
Oh, Vasquez
already on the
pressures,
clinch.
take down.
Smushed her to the ground.
Great.
Make sure we watch this cam.
Great movement. Was that a Darce?
A little bit of a Darce, a little bit of a neck crank, turning into a Darce. Now it's a Darce. And I think this fight's going to be over soon.
We have
I'd give this fight a...
I think we have a wardrobe malfunction. I don't know what we do with that. No, it's very obvious. We're experiencing a wardrobe malfunction with Miss Pire. Forgive us, yep. As the camera has to pan away. We'll describe to you what we see, but unfortunately for the live stream, we have to call time here.
Yeah, we got a boob out?
We got a boob out.
All right. How do we do this
Referee
now?
Chiqui Miranda stops.
We put her back in the Darce?
Stops the fight.
I don't know.
And they're going to start again from a similar position.
Wow. That's why she's going to land a quick Darce.
Here
we go.
Darce is in. Pire's in big trouble here. Pire's in big trouble. Luz applies the pressure, sinks the hips.
Pita is doing a great job of moving her hips out. See how she's facing the ground now? It's going to be hard to finish that Darce with her facing the ground or facing the ceiling. When you're on your side, Darces are you're very susceptible to Darces. And she works back up to her feet.
Pita gets back to the feet.
Let's hope Luz doesn't squeeze her arms out here.
Luz seems very in control of the situation here. Knees to the body, a lot of pressure. Luz has great composure in the cage here in the clinch. Applying very slow but very consistent pressure, Mick. Now, one of the things that... great takedown.
Wow.
And one of the things we've been told is that it's very hard to find people for Luz to fight. Nobody wants to fight her.
Right. And you see why right now.
Look at these clean transitions. Luz Vasquez appears to be the real deal here, Mick.
Yeah.
Oh, heavy knee to the body.
Like the way she pulled her out there. She could get a nice neck crank here. She would need to connect her hands. But it looks like Pita is controlling that hand.
Luz has great pressure, great balance, great body control. Referee Chique Miranda.
It appears the lag has gone away on our screen here.
Luz, heavy pressure right now, dominating. Great control. Smooth transitions from Luz, huh?
Yeah, very smooth. You can tell she's done these, been in these positions many times. Looking maybe for a little Americana here. In a position to do so.
You talk about fight IQ, high fight IQ.
Yeah, the composure. I mean, look, she grew up, she's been wrestling her whole life. She was a borderline Olympian.
We have another wardrobe malfunction. Apologies to the viewers at home that are offended by such things. Maybe.
I don't think anyone noticed till you pointed it out, to be honest, buddy. I didn't.
And
that's the fight.
Referee Chique Miranda stops the fight. Luz Vasquez with a dominating performance. Dominating performance from Luz Vasquez.
Congratulations to Luz Vasquez. Congratulations to her opponent, Ugele Pire, on stepping in there, showing her heart, showing her courage. She was in bad spots, and she fought the whole time. Very impressed with that girl. The ref had to stop it. She wouldn't quit on herself. So congratulations to her and to the Venezuelan team out here who came out and showed themselves off, showed pride. Didn't come away with a victory, but that's not what it's all about. It's about showing who you are. And of course, congratulations to the new champ, Luz Vasquez.
What's it gonna take?
I'm gonna go talk to her.
What's it gonna take for Luz Vasquez, before you go? Sure. What's it gonna take for Luz Vasquez to be offered the opportunity to showcase her skills at a higher level?
She's got to keep doing what she's doing. Keep winning. The phone call could be days, could be months away.
Del albiceleste, por nocaut. En el primer round, nada más y nada menos que Luz Vasquez.
And El Jefe Hector throws the belt on Luz Vasquez, the first ever bantamweight female champion in Empire MMA history. Empire MMA. What a phenomenal evening of fights here live from Medellin, Colombia, as the incredible Luz Vasquez puts together her first round TKO. She'll soon be joined in the ring by our own Alejandra Lara.
Agradecimientos y en esto se encarga Aleja.
Muchas gracias. Un aplauso para nuestra campeona, Luz Vasquez. Luz, este proceso es muy claro para todos que no ha sido nada fácil. Y bueno, para mí que he estado de cerca, encontrar un oponente para Luz en Latinoamérica, de verdad que no es nada fácil. Entonces, un aplauso para Jun Pelis por haber tomado esta pelea tan difícil.
y me costó volver y acá estoy para darle todo en la semana.
¿Qué se siente estar peleando en Medellín? ¿Qué le dices a la gente de Medellín? ¿O qué sientes por estar aquí en el país hoy?
Me encanta Medellín, me encanta Colombia. Soy parte de este país ya. 40 peleas acá. Peleas acá. Así que nada, para mí ya es como estar en casa.
Bueno, ya vimos cómo pues, tu nivel está y se ha desarrollado a un punto en el que estás lista para retos muy grandes. ¿Qué podemos esperar y dónde vamos a ver a Luz después de esto?
La idea después de esto y después de haber transicionado un peso que nunca hice, que son las 135 libras, me quería decir por todo, empujarlo más alto y la
¿Cómo te pueden seguir?
Luz Clara Vázquez en todas mis redes sociales. Con Z, AWP.
Ahí está, amigos, para que sigamos apoyando a los atletas locales, a los que estamos aquí en Empire y bueno, lo que se viene es grande. Gracias a todos por su apoyo y por estar aquí hoy.
Congratulations. I'm joined by the great Luz Vázquez. How does it feel getting your W, hold that belt, all your hard work coming to fruition right now?
It's amazing. Like, it's working out, man. It's amazing. I want to give you thanks.
As you belong. Now, you told me that not only are you the best fighter in Empire MMA, but you are in the top 10 in the world. If you enter the UFC right now, you're top 10. What message do you have to the UFC people out there who might be listening?
Hey, Dana, I'm ready.
She's ready.
Fucking ready.
Fucking ready. Luz Vázquez, ladies and gentlemen.
You heard it here, folks. That's Luz Vázquez speaking with our own Mickey Gall. Telling the UFC that she's ready, and by this dominating performance, it's hard to say otherwise. What a fantastic evening here in Medellin, Colombia. Empire MMA, Empire 6. I'm Gerard Michaels, filling in for the great Ben Nabane. We had incredible fights this evening. We had grappling matches between David Muñera, Felipe Mesa, Alejandro Garin, and Claudia Amenskita. Juan Jose Trujillo was grappling against Steven Montoya, and we hope he gets better soon. Michelle Barbie Casamayor put on a dominating performance against Mary Rangel, who showed a ton of heart. Jose Correa with the unfortunate on the